Welcome back to the LCS and the State Farm Analyst Desk, where myself, Emily, and Jat are happy to be joined by Core JJ and Han Sama after a victory over CLG. First off, congrats on the victory to the two of you. I'm kind of curious, Core, I'll go to you first on this question. What TL's evaluation of CLG was going into this matchup? Because it's been a big talking point on the LCS. How good is this CLG really? People seem resistant to saying that they're good.
Well, not sure if it's good to say in this way, but I think they just used the Seraphine and Senna really well before the other team played. We thought that's why they won. So without the Seraphine and Senna, it's like CLG Spring Split.
I love that you bring up the draft, because that has, again, been one of the big conversations about like where their success came from in week one. We have the Amumu coming out in this game here, Han Sama. So it seems like CLG as a team is very willing, to go for those picks before a lot of other teams. How does that factor into your preparation in the bot lane, kind of not knowing if you're going to play anything from the Seraphine to the Amumu in your matchup?
I was kind of surprised that they pulled out the Amumu. I think the champion is a bit a flashback from Worlds. The champion is like win lane or lose lane, lose game, win lane, you win the game. And this game they couldn't really find a lot of stuff in the early game with Amumu. So I think this champion quickly becomes useless. I still have that belief for that champion, and I still have the same opinion that I think CLG. They started really early with the good Senna Seraphine before any teams. So I think that's why they got their wins. Otherwise, it's the same CLG.
Really early on in this game, Contracts actually invaded, was able to do a clear and then smite steal away Gromp twice. As a bot lane, you don't have to pay attention to the highlights, it's just gonna show it, but as a bot lane, once you realize that, Santorin's kind of early pathing has been disrupted, how did you guys deal with that going up against such a strong lane, like you already said?
So our plan was like, they pick really strong bot lane, but our champions are so much better than any champion if we don't get fucked early. But we had a strong jungle champion. So our jungler will cover us our early game, and then our in 3 minutes, like our jungler said, "Oh shit!" But I mean, we still had a belief that our comp was way stronger, and that we had so many tools to make a fight. And then even though we were behind, we believe we are stronger.
As long as we don't get though, I think it's fine.
Yeah.
And then we just play for team fight. I think that was the 44 Dragon that we really looked for it. It was good.
Yeah, so at about like 7.5 minutes, Contracts kind of overreaches, right, and does another invade, and you guys were able to capitalize. Was that kind of the moment that you were like, oh, okay, we're fine?
Well, I was never worried about, oh shit, we are fucked. And from beginning till game end, because I couldn't see any win condition of enemy team when I get into the game. So that gave me like so much confidence every time whenever I play. Whatever something bad happen, oh, it's okay, we will come back because we are stronger.
I want to ask you another question more about the season. So it's 3-0 in the first week. You guys like basically steamrolled all three teams. Last week you went 1-1 and then you dropped 100 Thieves. And I think after week 2, I saw Andre make the tweet about like, hey, we got like overconfident. Is that something you guys talked about? Do you think you got overconfident after the 3-0 week, or was it just a little bit of unluckiness on stage?
I think the week 2, maybe there was a lot of underperforming.
Okay.
Maybe in some ways we got overconfident, didn't really care about some angles that the enemy could do, because we were like kind of, I think that time we were kind of smashing a lot of scrims, and we did a really good road in Korea and everything. I think we were, probably too confident in some ways. But yeah, for me, individually, the week 2, I had some problem with the first game. I remember I had probably issue with my mouse, so I became very disconnected with the game.
Okay, yeah.
My bad, I didn't actually pause, but I feel like I never paused. I don't know why, but I should actually pause. I got really distracted in that week, and I think we just overall underperformed as a team.
Yeah, and then 100 Thieves yesterday.
I think, yeah, and we could have some improvement in the draft.
Okay. Yeah, and Court, this is kind of a question for you. I talked to you a bit right after spring. You did like 2 Korean boot camps, basically. Like you went yourself and then you went with the team.
Yeah.
How do you feel like did you get what you wanted out of those boot camps, or how are you feeling coming to summer?
Yeah, well, this 2 boot camp was good for me.
Yeah.
Yes, I tried to run more killer instinct in the Korean.
Yeah.
And then try to push my limit more to the edge. And then I think I got what I wanted. And then now we're adapting in the LCS right now.
Going into the split, when we talked to you guys in interviews, after your really successful week 1, you said that 2 things you really wanted to focus on were being more proactive in the early game, and then additionally kind of becoming a more bot-focused team. How would you evaluate Team Liquid so far on those 2 things?
Well, I think we're not quite so sure as well about how we evaluate our team. I think we said a lot, like we want to have a strong type of ball lane. I guess also we said, yeah, we got overconfident. Also, I think I remember playing a lot of matchup that was kind of losing, but we were confident as player that me and Core that we would turn the matchup around. Like that was something like Ace Bard against Kalista type of matchups. I think maybe we got overconfident in that case and it strikes us. But yeah, we're still working out on figure out what is our identity as a team and yeah, everything going on.
Is that a comfortable direction though for you? Because what's interesting to me is that those 2 comments we've heard came from Blippo, your top laner, and from Bjergsen, your mid laner. And they're talking about how the team is going to start being more aggressive and playing around you 2. So I just kind of want to hear more directly from you 2. When a team decides, like, you're our main win condition, this is who we're playing around, like, how does that affect the way you approach the game, the pressure you feel, the preparation that you do, or even the way that you begin to think and visualize the game?
What was the question again? I'm sorry.
No, that's okay. It was a complex question.
Maybe rephrase it.
Jat will do it better.
Bjergsen and Blippo both said you're playing through bot. So, like, how do you feel hearing them say that?
That's what we naturally made a conclusion. And then it's not only naturally, like we talk about a lot how we should play in Summer Split. And then the main thing is like we need to utilize the Hansama more because he's the best ADC. I think I think he's still best ADC in the. I don't see any ADC playing better than him, but so far I was thinking that we try to use Hansama to win lane, which is win lane lose game champions.
Oh yeah.
But that's what I don't think is necessarily always good.
Yeah.
Because when you have a best ADC, you should play best champion in the game so that he can carry the game more than just win lane. That's what I have in my theory. So I'm trying to apply it in the future.
Nice.
End of the day, you guys have been an absolute treat to watch so far here in summer. Congratulations on the victory today, and thank you both for coming to sit with us for just a little bit.
Thank you.
From here, we turn our attention to our final game of the day, and in it, 2 junglers take center stage as Immortals Progressive takes on 100 Thieves. Check it out.
So Kenvi was in our academy team, and he's not an imports player, and he couldn't start over me. I'll show the reason.
When I was in 100 Academy, I need to learn about my comms. So Papa Smitty recommended me to watch LCS scrims, and I heard closer comms for the first time, and it was really good. So I just keep keep hearing his comms, and like I try to like copy his comms like a little bit on my way, and yeah, I think his comms like kind of helped me a lot. So like I think my comms right now is pretty good because of it. One of the reason.
I think he is a LCS caliber jungle, but I'm not sure if he has the right team to him, because he really likes to play aggressive, and PowerOfEvil is kind of like a more scaling and farming mid laner. So I don't think they will have the best synergy with their mid laner, and I think that can be a problem for them.
My expectation right now, I think I need to build my confidence up, I think, more. I think I can do that easily. And I think once I do that, like the basic stuff, like we make wrong, I think it will be good. And I think we're so much better roster, but I think some of my decisions are pretty bad, like even its basics, and so I just autopilot. I think once we do that, I think we can beat anybody. And I mean, every LCS team is beatable for sure.
I think the teams weren't that even because he was in our academy team, of course, but he really likes to invade, and I just remember him dying in my jungle when my all laners have push, so hopefully he does that again.
Hopefully he invades with no pressure again. That, hey, maybe.
The understudy has now become a rival, though. This really felt like an older brother, younger brother video, where Closer's like, he's
okay.
He's okay, but he's never going to take my starting spot.
Yeah, and even Kenvi admits like to learning from him for things like comms and whatnot, which is always going to be, I think, one of the big things that a younger player is going to have to level up in, right? Like you come from solo, you come from, you know, full amateur academy, and the requirement on you to be coordinating with your team like goes up and up and up, and you've got to learn that as it goes. So hopefully his positional coach in Dardoch helps that out as well for Kenvi. But yeah, so far, unfortunately, I think this has been one of the flattest entrances for a hotshot rookie, because I had high hopes for Kenvi, and his first game is like he's on Talia, and I'm like, this is the way, right? This is the Immortals like vision. It's like he's on a carry. It's about Kenvi, and he's back on like Trundle VD like right away, and that sucks because I do want to see what a Kenvi comp looks like. We have not seen that since day one.
Yeah, I just want to see Immortals, you know, play aggressively or do something really. He was talking about confidence. I hope that they have some confidence here. Just go out there, try and make some plays happen. Throw something at the wall, because the last few games, they haven't even done that.
Kobe, bongo comp.
Bongo comp, let's
We gotta bring back the bongo comp. That I think will help them.
And if they don't do anything, we're gonna use our crowd dark technology where they count down to force a kill.
All right, here we go. Picks and bans are on. I mean, if all players should play Belveth, Kenvi, you know.
I mean,
like,
they have, you know, there's been a lot about talk about these do nothing comps, and those are generally the comps that have 0 winning lanes.
Yeah.
That is definitely a no-no for me. So Belveth is very much a farming jungler. So as much as I do want to see the new champion in play, actually don't want to see more things picked that incentivize them to just farm.
Okay.
I'd rather see some, you know, some aggressive plays, especially against Closer, because you know Closer is gonna go get a bunch of lanes ahead.
Yep. 100 Thieves knocking off Senna and Seraphine, actually. I wonder what kind of draft they're specifically going for. Immortals throwing out 380 carry bans themselves, so we'll see. This will be 4 in a row champions aimed at Lost and FBI. Maybe just a possibility.
And,
and
yet we still have Zeri up. Okay, so they banned the Yuumi instead of the Zeri, but as we know, you can also pair Zeri with other not quite as crazy scaling supports as Yuumi, but still very, very powerful. We saw the Lulu already.
Yeah. Actually, there's an interesting call here. It's like, if you think Zeri is always first pick, you can leave up Yuumi and go Twitch Yuumi as 1-2, and I feel like you've instantly won that side of the draft. Now, maybe they first pick Yuumi and they find the other combo, but like, just like in that microcosm, I'm like, actually, I really wouldn't have minded seeing something like that. Still, Zeri is grabbed again.
So no Belveth for Immortals, but what if?
What if?
What if for the side of 100 Thieves for Closer?
Yeah.
Would like to see that. Again, it's definitely a farming jungler though.
Yeah.
So
I have a question actually.
Yeah.
It's for I was gonna say for chat, but it's actually y'all like literally right here.
For
chat
live
as well.
chat.
For live chat as well as online chat. Do we get tired of getting baited by the Belveth hover where they're clearly not picking it?
No.
I saw some nods. Yeah, exactly.
why do you give them that attention? You know, like you know they're gaslighting you.
Meanwhile, I still love Volibear, so hope this one gets locked in there for Kenvi. And that's a champ that would force them to do something. If you pick Volibear and you don't go for early ganks, then you are hard trolling.
Well, this will be 7 unique champions in 7 games for Kenvi. And he is going for the Volibear. Woo!
I did like. All right, settle down there, Phreak. I did like. Closer was talking about PowerOfEvil though, because it's not just junglers talking about junglers.
Yeah.
And PoE for his whole career has been one of these. Selfish has a very negative tone to it, but like the mid laners that want you to play to them, and you want you to play for their farm and their plates and their mid priority constantly. He is that type of mid laner, and Kenvi has previously been a carry jungler that wants a lot of resources.
See, we've learned
teammates to play for.
I heard like only one of you cheer for the team over because we know they're lying to us.
All right, I was in the middle of a story here as well.
I apologize. I apologize.
But these are the types of champions that are pointing towards. Kenvi's going to play for the PoE style. You know, the Volibear to play to the lanes because you pretty much have to.
And it's going to be Jinx picked up here. All right, so this is the second time now we have seen Jinx be the answer into Zeri. And actually looked pretty good last time, right?
It was great when Johnson and Aphromoo picked it. That looked beautiful, especially if you've got a playmaking support there, just forcing over and over. And the Jinx rocket range really, really helping them out. So let's take a look at the top lane, though. Again, top lane being saved. Of course, red side always wants to save it for a final counter pick. Requires the blind pick here from Immortals. They're going to take away the blind Fiora.
Yeah.
Good ban there.
The interesting thing is, I know Immortals throughout Spring Split, and I feel like this shit as well here. Like they tried. Yeah, I think
that's the other really good blind pick, and Ssumday really does like playing Ornn.
Right.
So I would say follow that with the Gnar ban.
Yeah. And I think it's a good point because it ties into the story, which is that like Immortals through Spring like really tried to play through Revenge. Like everyone I've sort of talked to from them, like Revenge is kind of like the guy they're like looking to in a lot of cases. And if we're like, hey, we need to find somewhere where we're gonna play aggressively and we're gonna play like kind of through Revenge and through Kenvi, like top jungle can be that, right? Like you can get a lot of pressure on those lanes and get stuff done. I mean, Immortals' one win is actually on red side, right? Where you can kind of give them and counter pick. But if you're looking for like, okay, how do Immortals find confidence? How do they get in? I know Revenge is confident. Like he will keep swinging, he will keep going and keep trying. And then like, if he and Kenvi can sync up and find a strong matchup and push pressure up there, like that's kind of the place. And Volibear, right? By all rights, he should own almost every jungle matchup here. And so if you get anything half decent for Revenge, I think that can line up really well.
Interesting. They ban out the Ssumday Ornn that we're talking about. I mean, he did get multiple solo kills on a Gnar too. So Ssumday Ornn definitely built diff. We'll see what if Revenge does end up just blind picking the Gnar. That would be the most kind of obvious generic blind pick case. On the side of the Hundi Thieves, though, we're gonna back it up with some Renata here. Huhi. I remember when Renata was released, he was the first support I saw just chain spamming this champ, both in solo queue and champions queue. He was only playing Renata. It paid off. Definitely have liked it. And he locks it in again.
I like it. It's going to be a pretty strong bottom lane. I think Zeri actually, by the way, she's obviously fairly new to the meta, under a year in the game right now. I think she's actually a pretty decent weak side AD carry where your support is like on Nautilus just leaves because you can queue at like 800 range, especially if the minions are moving towards you. You can get some CS, you can kind of wave clear, you can survive a lot of stuff and say, hey, Volibear's going top. Nautilus can roam top. Here's Gwen as a carry in the top lane. Like, I actually like this draft in terms of Immortals can like 3-man top lane. In PoE, and Laos can wave clear, and they can play aggressively on a 3-man squad topside.
Yeah. Meanwhile, counter pick for topside does mean that Ssumday can lock in an assassin. I like the Akali into Gwen that people have been using sporadically throughout the lifespan of the Gwen. Being able to work around that missed range very easily for the Akali. You're still trying to farm it early. Just get to your level 6 at least before you can get to your kill pressure. But definitely like that level 6 power spike action. And you're talking about going topside. Akali also has a lot more safety from those support and jungle roams with the Shroud.
That's true, but I do think of Immortals draft, this is the kind of one that I want to see for the team identity. Kenvi wants to play aggressively, wants to play in the enemy's face. Revenge is always going to play the limit as well, and IgNar, on his best, is roaming, tank, engage, fighting. This is, to me, the Immortals look.
All right. I'd say the main danger for me that I see with Immortals is that when you are piloting a Volibear and a Nautilus, your main concern versus this 100 Thieves lineup is going to be, do not be a reset body for bailout and for Jinx passive. Because this 100 Thieves bottom lane, when you pick Renata with the Jinx, you're really focused on all-inning that first target, that front line, that beefy member going to get a Jinx reset, and then you have bailout to make sure that you can just fully commit to it. So that's going to be their main thing, because it's kind of hard towards the later stages for Volibears and Nautiluses to avoid dying, avoid being one of those dominoes in the reset city.
So my question is, who won the draft? Which of the twins won the draft here? Is it Freeze or is it Night End?
All right, well, you have to give them an opportunity. Go Freeze first.
Okay.
Who thinks Freeze won the draft for 100 Thieves? Okay, there's no.
Yeah, all right, everyone's on Immortals. I love it. We are on the Immortals side.
By default.
By default, yes, there we go. We are in on this one. Immortals with the dub in draft. Will it be a dub in game? Would love to find their second win of the split. Their first was a huge comeback up against FlyQuest. Hoping they can do something really strong here. 100 Thieves already aware that top lane matters. Running up there, putting a trinket ward down and saying, all right, we're going to make sure a little bit of extra control. Huhi can always sell for a trinket sweeper.
100 Thieves believing. Trust in Ssumday and Abbedagge. Honestly, I have full trust in Ssumday as well. He's been playing really, really well all year long, and now he's got the counter pick, the Akali into the Gwen. He's looking for the level 6 to get your kill pressure. Pre-6, looking just to try and sustain good farm.
Yep.
And don't just let yourself get auto-attacked down.
Pretty safe stuff so far, I think. Okay, so Kenvi looking at what a delayed invade may look like. That ward lets you spot Wukong going for like one camp into Blast Cant in the blue. So that'll track some of those possibilities here. It is going to be a heavy leash here. We'll see if it's going to be a Nightshare div. Is it going to be the draft that gets them over the line? Kenvi can find something aggressive to do. Expecting Jinx for Renata to have lane control. Pretty standard to go for Guardian to make sure you can't be all in quite as easily.
Yeah. Especially since no leash, easy push on the first wave. See how quickly they can get those first melee minions on the second one, though. That's all that really matters.
And pretty docile. It is a full clear so far for Kenvi. Volibear actually a pretty fast clear overall. This actually red, Gromp, blue, so this actually allows him to path upwards, actually waste the least movement as last Huhi and FBI all trade blows. Looks like, though, 100 Thieves getting the better side of it. So Revenge does his best to trade up, 5-3 in CS. Jumps in, level 2 spike, after both. That's gonna be a really nice shot there. E2 comes in, doesn't land all the snips here, so Revenge doesn't get that much health back.
Yep, the biggest part about playing against Gwen, get out of the center of the snip from the Q. That's where all the true damage is. Also, a lot is loaded on the last snip, so oftentimes you'll see the Gwen reposition with an E as the Q is already snipping and going, because they want to hit the last snip, the big chunk, right in the middle. So obviously, you would like to avoid said situation.
Indeed, but it is lane pressure right now. Now, Wukong is pathing back to the top side. Because he did red, Gromp blue, he's actually going to end top. He's actually going to end fighting for top scuttle, and with the possibility of ganking that lane. Because Volibear's doing the full clear red side, he's also going to end top side. So we are going to have the chance at a 2-on-2, potentially, if you want to burn TP especially, because Gwen is on her first recall. The few wave shove into first item.
Yep, like it, get your early recall off, get your item advantage. Meanwhile, in the mid lane, we had checked in on PoE. Good job there from Abbedagge, you know, shoving in on Corki, making PoE miss some CS early for Viktor.
And with the stun, yeah, it's going to be Kenvi able to full clear into his 7th camp, which is that scuttle. He smited for clear speed. Closer actually, yeah, he hit smited as well for clear, so ultimately going to get nothing, but able to get the second Scryer's Bloom, and we'll actually see Wukong on Krugs knows, hey, I am over a full camp ahead of you. Volibear obviously does clear faster.
And when you Scryer's Bloom the Wukong, you also can see his CS. So he knows there's no Scuttle Crab CS there for Wukong. He's missing 4 CS. Bottom Scuttle Crab has to be up. So you saw him instantly turn around. That was just reading the scoreboard off of the Scryer's Bloom on Wukong.
Yeah.
And knowing that bottom crab is up, so he can go get another one.
That's going to be pretty good. Solid 8 camp clear for the first shot. And if you recall right away, you're going to be there in time for Krugs just about. He's the camp is already only 10 seconds away. Gonna grab his first item, and yeah, off to the races. I don't think it ever feels bad. Like, I didn't get a gank off, but like, I'm up 2 scuttles on you. I feel like you won the first clear, you know?
Yeah, feels quite nice. I as you said too, one of the big things about Volibear, the E does so much damage, percentage health damage, and it's AoE. It's like that thing by itself is just so good for your clear. Unlike a lot of other, you know, early playmaking or like some tank jungles, Volibear does have a very, very nice clear. Closer though with the deep ward on Raptors. They'll see the second spawn, just gonna give them info for placement though.
So interesting choice here. FBI actually takes his first recall for a cull, which I don't actually think is that much of an income item because you can, once you stack it up, you can sell it back for 180 gold, which is nice. Like you do make some profit there, but I think it's often bought as an extra sustain item because you don't often love stacking Doran's blades. But you know he's not against a lot of poke, right? It's Nautilus Zeri. Like the 3 at life on hit will almost never reply anything. Personally would have maybe liked moving towards the faster Doom Quiver, but won't be a very big deal. Just not a big fan of Cole's second in lanes where you're not getting poked.
Yeah. Well, it's going to be a little bit of extra damage, you know,
Sure.
for the early recall. It always feels nice to pop it, at least.
It does.
A little pinata action.
Yeah. Well, let's see what it looks like now because the recalls come through for the mid laners yet again. PowerOfEvil. Probably, yep, all the way up to his first item. Lost Chapter is always what you're looking for on these mid laners and will likely indeed burn the teleport to get back into the lane. Big recall out for the Volibear, does not find himself into a fight. So he was right there. They decided not to go for the play. I wonder if they could have gone for something there since he was right on the other side of the wall. Could have maybe walked around. But no aggression. Wukong, of course, was waiting around as well. It would have been a pretty bad fight.
Yeah. Docile has been your word of the day, and that's applicable to this game as well. Maybe top lane. I'd say top lane's probably where we're going to get some action if we do.
Yeah.
Right now, though, both junglers looking mid, so maybe we get at least a Valkyrie out.
Nope. He's able to just float lazily away. Nice old Earth Corki.
Oh, what about this? Raptor fight.
Back, really good timing. Ult's on as well. Missed the first 2 ults on Revenge's side. Ignites are on. Still stealth. Will get the reveal. Doesn't find the rest of it. Gets a bit of health back now for Revenge as the dive comes in to fight for the jungle camps.
Yeah.
42 to 33.
I was looking at the Raptor fight on the minimap as well. Definitely a scrappy one there. PoE comes over to help out. The 2v2 Raptor fight, Phreak. Only chicken deaths in the end. I will say, too, with the Gwen there, you do, even though Akali was inside the Shroud and you can damage her, you also get just resistances from being in Shroud, too. So if you can try and save Burst for after the W times out, you can help in trying to get that little bit of extra. But that was our moment, Phreak, when I talked in Champ Select about the Akali level 6, looking for that kill threat.
Yeah.
That was our moment. We took our swing. Close, but not close enough.
But Ssumday is already actually kind of clapping this lane. He's up 10 CS as the wave reset under tower, so he is just, at this point now, kind of slaughtering the 1v1 up there. I don't believe there's any turrets play taken on either side, no, but 10 CS is, you know, on average about 200 gold. So just outright winning his lane.
I'm daddy.
Yep.
Sad Father's Day. I didn't
Birthday
get him,
today,
I didn't
actually.
get him any presents.
He tweeted at midnight a
It's
picture.
his birthday today?
He tweeted a picture of what looked like a bagel sandwich with a French fry for a candle, and he squirted some ketchup on to make the flame. I hope we can find that tweet and run it maybe in the post game. He's he's 26, by the way. One of the best birthday tweets I've seen. So happy birthday, Ssumday. Your present is a free lane.
You got counterpick.
Yeah,
That's
your present is counterpick.
That's what the present that most top laners would like. Like, give me counterpick. Hell yeah!
It's
Happy
my
birthday, me,
paper
baby.
inside.
Happy birthday, Ssumday. Got counterpick. Very nice.
Yep. I really hope we get the picture of like
Yeah, well,
it's actually a gift. Like, he's actually
Production
him.
also loves it when you put more pressure on them
Yeah.
finding tools.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. So good luck. You know, I don't know if we even have a lower third for gifts.
Dragon Envision.
Yeah.
Doesn't matter though. Good push up there by FBI and huhi. Again, they also have the slim but still there CS lead.
Indeed.
A couple more to pick up here on that last wave.
He's feeling good pretty much everywhere. Now, Immortals arguably getting the better of the 2 objectives. I don't know how teams actually feel about it. I think Dragon priority has certainly risen pretty substantially, but Herald typically has been the higher prized one. You would cross map for the Drake, but you would want Herald.
Yeah.
So Immortals will find a way to cash in some money. Kenvi has not found himself a gank. He has farmed himself a 2.5 camp lead, which is pretty good. Hands off his own blue to PowerOfEvil.
Yeah. Honestly, too, Abbedagge farming up a storm in the mid lane on this Corki. Constantly has push over PoE. Sometimes we track this stat for mid laners especially. well, mid laners and top laners mostly, your time spent across the halfway point in Summoner's Rift. And my eyeball test says that it is 0% almost for PoE in this game here, with Abbedagge constantly on the court, pushing up. He's also not dropping CS as he's pushing up. Plus, he got also the Cole there for the Corki, which I do really like in the Corki matchup for Viktor, because Viktor's not going to put that 100% kill pressure on you.
Yeah,
so
he's going to poke you.
You're just going to get your value. You get your sustain with it all the same. Feels quite nice on him. So the double Cole pop for 100 Thieves.
Get ready. The gigantic power spike.
They're going to go up to top lane and pop their Coles for Ssumday.
Just
to get the birthday cheers.
I like that. That's going to be fun. As we get lower, we've been counting down dragons, and I appreciate it for that. I want you to know, I appreciate the countdowns. We're going to be counting down Cole once we're down like the last wave, okay? It's going to go from like 9 to 3 instantly. It's going to be weird.
You want to do more counting?
Well, I feel bad.
Oh, sure, we do, sure.
Thank you. I feel bad for crushing the hopes and dreams of Teemo Hovers. Like, I immediately regretted it. So, okay, well, we'll bring it back for Cole. You know, I think that's... We got a ways to go, maybe about 2 minutes.
I'm down as long as we do the Cole sound when it pops.
What's the sound, Kobe?
Well, you're going to have to wait till it pops. I'm just giving it to you early.
Okay, great. I am a Cole enjoyer as an AD carry. Just only when I need sustain.
All right, well... Let's see. Taking my bet. I'm trying to place a bet on where
the Coles popped,
or where the action. No, where the action's actually gonna pop off.
Oh.
I think we might wait all the way until that second dragon, because the package, you might just leave it there all the way 2.5 more minutes until the next dragon. My other bet and my hope is still on top lane, still for Ssumday.
Yeah,
but
it was close.
It's definitely hard here as Revenge constantly also getting...
Ooh, he's zapped. IgNar has a pretty clean shot. There's the ward force and the flash out Abbedagge. Nice try by Immortals.
I'm changing my bet. It has to be mid lane now. I'll kill this Corki. No flash on Abbedagge. Volibear coming over with the Herald, with the ult ready to turn off the tower too. But all the 100 Thieves defense comes to help him clear it out. So it should probably just be the 2 turret plates then for that Herald. Kind of your expected equivalent value. They did give up just the first dragon for it. Not too high of a price, I have to say.
Sure.
As you were kind of talking about, which one would you rather have? I personally, and I think most people will answer they would rather have Herald, so slight trade up.
I do also want to point out one thing as well. Again, I agree with you, is that this actually puts a pretty high price on second Herald, because with the little bit of chip that Pee-wee just did right there, it pretty much will finish killing mid-turret. And mid-turret's often very hard to kill. There's often so many wave of the champions there that you just kind of can't get the way in. And it can be threatening to even try. So second Herald charge will be well over 2K. And cracking up a mid-outer actually gives you a lot of map pressure. And so I think Immortals would get a lot out of making a play for that. Again, they have been playing top side. And here we go. As we push lower and lower. Cole is at 6 for FBI. And they just let's go.
I'm on Team Observers for that one. I like it.
Ha! 5!
I think the crowd's right, and you were one off.
Hey!
350, baby.
You're right. He got one on the wave before this where we went down. So
Crowd 5-head right there.
Crowd 5-head.
Phreak, you're missing one.
I've only got 4. Standard smart. This wave will not be enough, by the way. He'll be at 2 if he gets it all. 7!
Well, I don't want to count the...
Oh, he got it. He's got 2 left.
All right, Dragon, though. Are you more excited for Dragon or the Cole pop?
Oh,
Dragon or Cole pop?
3. What? Oh, no. Wow, I'm really bad at this counting thing.
Dragon positioning set up here from Immortals. Great.
2! Hey!
I'm just sad none of them went up to let Ssumday share in the,
I know.
In the noise.
Look, we're earning gold. Oh, no, hold on. We got him engaged right there. Chloe's going to jump away. Chloe's going to take the damage. By the way, Ssumday's up like 30 CS in top lane. He's actually slapping up there now. It's like 129 to 99. So that is getting hopeless fast for Revenge. Hasn't gotten help in a while now. 10 of Thieves ready to go for this play. 4 down in the river. Ssumday gonna hold top lane. Does have teleport, I do believe. And now we gotta see ourselves on this dragon. 14 minutes on, which means Unleashed teleport is available. 2K health. Smite fight could be coming in soon. Here comes the dunk, trying to burst it. Wow! Closer claims the smite. The rest of the fight looks good. IgNar gonna flash away to safety. Closer still low. No kill
Ssumday's
just yet.
here.
The stopwatch buys a second. Ssumday has arrived, and Ssumday, happy birthday! Blood, and how about a second present? Hey,
Oh, give it to him also, yes! That is a real support right there. Huhi yoinks him back and force feeds another kill into the birthday boy.
Beautifully done. 134, yeah. Get you a man who can win lane, who can double kill you, everything. It looks pretty great. And now here's a Herald as well, and 100 Thieves just own everything.
This has been the case for the last several Immortals games as well. This one, though, they did try and fight it. Really good zoning Renata ult, created so much space. Also, Abbedagge hit a lot of rockets to set this up, so much damage. And so by the time Ssumday gets down here, Kenvi is already 300 HP and in Zonia. So he picks up that one. Huge chunks onto PoE. He barely gets caught in the end of the gravity field there, but doesn't matter because his boy huhi has his back, hits the handshake over the wall onto PoE. And just like that, Phreak, another game here where Immortals have to rethink everything. I like that one. That was a extensive emoticon.
Yeah, I think it was
birthday.
gonna like a cake or something, I want to say.
I wish I had more time with it because I only cut the last.
Well, there's the actual cake.
There we go. That's an actual cake. Let's go.
Yeah, good to see the support.
Happy birthday. No.
Yeah. Nah, yeah. Not my taste either. That's okay. Here we go, though. Closer. Gonna be able to grab Scuttle as well. Hey, and honestly, even Kenvi, you know, he, former 100 Thieves player, here you go, man. Have a first blood on me.
Oh, I didn't even catch that.
Yeah.
Oh, that's next level.
Yeah.
So sweet. Honestly, though, 100 Thieves pushing out mid lane to then rotate down bottom and force away this Zeri. Everybody from Immortals, though, these are human wards. Everyone's just standing there trying to keep vision of the rotation there from 100 Thieves to buy a little bit more time for Lost. Trunk out a little bit of damage on that bottom tower. The battle wards, sometimes they're called, except for there was no battle. So
There was not. I mean, but there was the threat of one. You know, there is the implication that if you were gonna fight, they'd fight back. You know, so the ready to battle wards. I think,
spoiler though, they would lose.
they would.
So
Yeah, they. You know, who knows? Either way, Immortals now yet to find their first kill of the game. They are not perfect game. They did get first Herald.
This is I actually hate that this is our new metric we judge Immortals by. Are they getting perfect games currently? Well, no. I mean, but they've had some very close perfect games, and they've been perfect gamed already this season. So
Yeah.
definitely been a rough one for this squad.
Yeah, it has been rough right now, but IgNar looks to go for some wards. Control ward. Nah, sorry, buddy. Let's close on huhi, but second Herald could be theirs. It wasn't actually taken down in the aftermath of the previous dragon fight, and this should be enough damage to kill mid lane outer. So Immortals are looking to play up, right? Not rolling over, playing for objectives. And yeah, this would easily kill mid lane outer turret. Would be the first turret of the game. Kenvi
flash.
grabs it.
He got FBI's flash there.
Good.
PoE with just a gravity field. That was very good. That's so rare to get a 5-minute cooldown with a gravity field. Okay, here we go, though. That's going to be the mid turret without it.
Yeah. Raising reverse turret.
Let's go,
It's gonna be
Immortals!
theirs. Okay, first turn of the game goes to Immortals. That's the 150 gold bounty for claiming that one first. Mid lane shoved down. No summon just yet. It's going to be Kenvi going back then to his side of the map. We'll need to control bot lane tier 2. Teleport would be up for revenge if he wants to go for that one. Otherwise, that is a wave just sacked under tower. So good split push by Abbedagge. Denies some gold. Gets his own tower kill. Immortals will try to find the next move into this game. We are 1 minute away from our third Drake. Unfortunately, we seem to have overused the magic. It has not. Well, no, it did actually require action last time. The first one was a freebie, but the second one,
we got some good
we got a
action
kill out of
this
it.
time.
So yeah, never mind. Crowd once again, super powered.
That was a birthday celebration.
It was.
That's what that was.
We got a twofer.
Yeah, we did. He's not even done unwrapping all his presents either. I foresee more presents in the future for Ssumday.
Wow, interesting.
Everybody coming down for this one, though. 33 seconds. We've got unleashed teleports from both top laners. Ssumday gonna push in the wave first, so again, another wave. The CS difference just continues to grow for top lane. It is a revenge coming over for the dragon fight. You see him running through mid lane right now. But again, he drops another wave coming over for it. PoE gonna drop the Herald. Stay in range, by the way. Herald does not give you local gold. It's very painful for me to see local gold not getting picked up when you can just grab it, and he does.
He claims the squad is ready to go. We had Gwen holding the mid lane. Abbedagge, yeah, package, but reasonably far away means maybe you try to burn it. Would be a bit dangerous. Everyone is around, keep in mind. Can they pull it somewhere safe? Revenge still staying on a flank angle. But does he have a good target? I guess a flashless Jinx is a real possibility.
Well,
Jump into the pit.
Take some damage from this dragon.
Yeah.
Got some honey fruit.
Eat some honey fruit indeed. Abbedagge, again, take a little bit of poke, but not a ton. Waiting for the engage. Now, the real hit is pretty much just Wukong, and he's not that tanky. More poke on Abbedagge, well done here. It's ironically Immortals out poking the Corki, though that's a pretty good loot in the shot. Zap hits Kenvi now as well, and it's getting a bit tougher. As they start up again. Package will zone them out. Now, can they burn in time? Revenge can immune it.
Didn't touch the dragon, so no extra damage on the dragon.
And now it's package gone. Here's the flash engage. Closer. No teammates around us yet. Rock comes around as well. IgNar will stay alive. Berserk, but it's not going to matter. He'll come back up. So 5v5 still available. Kenvi looks for slow, won't find it. Drake once again reset. Ssumday far on the flank, but actually on a ward. They know he is there. They can mark him, but Kenvi gets lower and lower. Has flash, has smite, has ulti. Chunk to 300, ults to safety. And here comes the rest of the fight. In goes Ssumday. 3 kills in a row so far. Looking for a bit longer. Dives in. He lives! Oh my gosh, you're kidding me. Revenge gonna drop as well. 100 Thieves. You saw presence in the future, and indeed, it's happened again. Ssumday on to 4. They have passed the 5 kill mark.
Let's go, and he lives in the end as well. Spoiler alerts for part 2 of our birthday bonanza at the Dragon.
Yep.
Seems like every 5 minutes we're gonna meet up for another party.
Another double kill.
Another party in the name of Ssumday.
I like that one. And it was Immortals trying their hardest. I mean, they actually played around the first engage. They did their best, but unfortunately, the gold difference, Ssumday difference specifically, just way too much.
Yeah. Okay, so big part of it here. So they package to cut him off, but they're not going to burn Dragon because it doesn't touch there, and they're just looking for the engage. Closer dodges around, flashes forward to get the double knockup. Zeri also ults critically, because one of the big things for Zeri is extended fights can benefit her if you can keep your stacks up, but right now, her ult stacks fall off, and so you lose a ton of value with this champion there. Then it's up to, you know, like PoE's gonna try and carry. Kenvi in their front line is just so low though, that Closer goes for the re-engage, and Ssumday with the Zonias knows you can just go back in, the assassination. He even bursts down Lost with the shield and all. Shield bow popped, kills him, even lives with single-digit health.
Look at that, yeah. 30, 70 on the damage. Probably pretty similar to his gold lead over his opponent, honestly, at this point. He is just having a masterful game. FTX gold lead 4,000 right now is 100 Thieves. Just can count down 3.5 minutes until Dragon Soul comes in. Ocean make it even easier for Ssumday to survive these fights.
Yeah, it's actually so annoying on Akali because her gameplay pattern, buys so much time regardless, and she can get off little chunks of damage to proc the generation whenever. Kenvi
2.5
does clear the ward. Success!
Woo! Minor victories here for Immortals because the real ones haven't been coming for a while, unfortunately. Mid lane will drop. Oh! -1 in chat. PoE. That was a cannon, buddy. Worth the entire wave.
Can't catch a break. Let's see about the reset, though. While there is 3 minutes left on Dragon, maybe... I mean, 100 Thieves could just chill. They could actually just chill until then, because there's so much value there. But they actually have all options open to them. I would say try and push down mid-turret first. I like your kind of discussion earlier about the outer ring of defense, basically, when you can get all 3 down. Then you get to move your deeper wards in and take over jungle resources, too. So if 100 Thieves could focus down this middle outer tower next, then they really get to take away the response possibilities from Immortals. Move up your vision, and your neutral objective becomes so much easier to set up for, especially since you have Corki. You've got the range advantage. You're just going to push Immortals back into these small jungle corridors, poke them down with rocket damage, and go for the kill.
A little bit there for the wave clear. They're going to try their best. FBI, a couple of shots to the tower. Feels reasonably safe. Even lends a zap for more. Yeah, turret down below half HP. Really pretty much fearless now. Says, look, I'm Jinx with no heal. Now we're good, no worries. And turret down about 35%.
Yeah, Corki showing on the wards up by Baron. Maybe Immortals looking for a possibility there, but as soon as they back off, it's going to be, again, 1-3-1. Both side lanes pushed in. 400 Thieves will give them the first move again over to Baron. And that's why right now, during the 1-3-1, you see both Nautilus and Volibear trying desperately to keep some wards up around that Baron. They don't want to get pressured on both sides and then have to collapse into a dark Baron area.
No, you don't. That's gonna be the fight, right? There's always, it's interesting, there's always like the fight before the fight where it's like, look, we actually auto-lose if there's no vision control because you have to walk into 17 pockets of fog of war with the gold deficit and you just, one of those is gonna kill you. So you have to kind of play up at about this point, honestly, right? Like, a minute behind is when you recall for items. 2 minutes behind is when, like, your wards will at least survive until Drake spawns. 2:30 is the actual timer, but you need that wiggle room.
All right, who's ready for Ssumday's Birthday Bonanza Part 3? RSVP now!
All right, how many kills? Okay, we're gonna cheer. It's gonna be 1 kill.
Oh,
Hold on.
starting Phreak.
Yep, it's already starting. The Birthday Bonanza. Closer on the front with a clone. Gonna be able to walk away safely. Bit of a frenzy. Big damage on IgNar. And disengage for Immortals.
Yeah, again, a big chunk on the front line for Immortals. 40 seconds left, though. There is time to get back to base. 40 seconds with upgraded boots. You can get back out to the dragon, but you'll be running in as it spawns, and it is very risky into a package. Nothing critical, though, lost by Immortals, so they can go back to base. Nautilus already walking right back out, so they can still make their date at the Birthday Bonanza. 100 Thieves take down the tower, and here we go. This one's for all the marbles.
Yep.
Ocean Soul on the table.
Will it be another double kill for Ssumday? Drake spawning. And the Bonanza has begun. Package goes the wrong direction for Abbedagge, and Kenvi now has to flash away to safety. They're gonna find a bit more. He gets one. Unstoppable, looking for more. There's the 2 that we looked for. Jinx is excited, and Gwen no longer. Okay, now she's immune. There we go. That was almost gonna segue. You didn't press the button in time.
Gotta be careful with that. Oh my goodness.
Hey!
Ssumday picks up 2 more.
And Closer picks up 2 assists, 1,000 on his career. Congratulations to Closer. Everyone's got a party. 3 double kills. He even gets a Dragon Soul. 100 Thieves spoon feeding the birthday boy.
All right, let's take a look at it again. Closer is the one to initiate. Package, a little bit of a whoopsie there. Don't worry, Abbedagge, nobody saw it. Unfortunately, Phreak called you out for it, so little bit, it's okay though. They chased them down anyways. They don't even need the extra rockets coming through. FBI's got those under control. I like also there's been perfectly allocated 2 kills for Ssumday each time. Baron though on the table now.
8,000 health. Gonna be reset for now. A little bit of poke from PowerOfEvil as his Void Staff and Zhonya's are done. And it will force a disengage.
Freaking got him.
Yeah.
They're scared. They're shaking in their boots.
Oh, Closer. Gonna find himself knocked into the air. This could be 1 on the board.
Isn't that flash?
And they're gonna get 1 kill, maybe, just maybe. Closer as Kenvi finally gets on the order to kill. A smite for the red buff. Is a 5v4 any good? Because Abbedagge gets to hit IgNar, taking 1 down. FBI over the wings as well. Revenge is low. Ssumday coming in. Will he get it? FBI gonna grab. Here comes the fly forward. Ssumday would love to get yet another. Stays alive for now, pops the Zhonya's, and that's gonna be PoE dying now as well. Lost will try, Lost will fall, and that is IMT losing 4.
IMT, not quite lost yet. Kenvi is sticking around. Does he have a hero play in him? You literally have to walk inside though. There's no way they let a Volibear just slowly walk up and smite Baron, right?
Just says all chat, it's my birthday, and
Surely.
just you know, maybe.
What are our chances? Oh, he's gone.
0.
Yeah, he's gone. Congratulations, 100 Thieves pick up the Baron as well. All right, let's take a look at this chase, Phreak. Let's take a look at the Immortals kill.
And
IgNar with the ultimate on the real Wukong. He's got no flash, he's got no W. He was gonna try and get in range to E over to the Krugs. It was just coming off cooldown, but Kenvi stomps on him with the ulti. Then here, Revenge was going to finish off, I think, the Nautilus, but the rocket came through from Abbedagge. The Berserk there was very, very close to getting a funny teammate kill. Corki yoinks it though, and then PoE, even with the damage from the Chaos Storm there, Lost is unable to finish off another one.
He tries the hardest, but now 6-0-4 for Ssumday in the top lane. Rebel Baron power play just claimed recently 1,800 gold. Mid lane tier 2 should fall. Bot lane tier 2 should fall. That'll grow by 1,300. Basically double as that's gone. Ssumday will be unanswered. A lane to farm, a level 16 Akali. 2 levels over Revenge currently.
It's actually such a fun champ to play too. So this is a pretty good birthday, I feel like. Super fed Akali, level 16. Everybody else on the enemy team is definitely killable. He pushes in bottom side. He's got Ocean Soul. No problems on the horizon here for Honey Thieves.
Yeah, level lead goes to 3 now. It's 11-1. And Ssumday dance around as Glasc goes for the damage in the minion wave, but mid lane will now fall. Turret gone, inhibitor gone, bot lane. When they want it, they can claim it. Not playing around top right now. It's just going to be pushing in, and then hey, a new wave. We can go ahead and 5v1 this turret now as well. IgNar not quite pulled back, but it should be enough now with Abbedagge. We put some shots in. Corki, a pretty safe turret sieger. Jinx shows up well, does not actually get the attack in time to get excited, but it will not matter. This turret will drop, the inhibitor will as well. And now it's do or die. Immortals must fight here if Honey Thieves are willing to siege it. And they are. You are not allowed to lose a turret until you take a fight. It only gets worse from here if you keep waiting. So once they get in the range, that's when you pull the trigger. There's the first grab in. Huhi grabs his own. Yes, Abbedagge ulted away, staying alive. Here comes Berserk. They're gonna get one though. The dive comes in for Wukong. Will it be a second? A trade back. And it's a 2. 2 kills in for the Gwen. But Jinx is excited. Jinx is firing into the back line. Lost. Will barely stay alive, but no one else has. And Ssumday, happy birthday, 6-0-8. A kill, a second place finish here as they end out week 3, 5-2, 100 Thieves. Freeze will win the battle of the twins in coaching. Ssumday wins the battle of top lane. Happy birthday, Ssumday, 1,000 hits per closer. 27-year-old wins yet another game in the LCS.
And IMT lost. The only one left on your screen in the Zonios in the fountain. 100 Thieves racking up Ssumday's birthday presents. Every 5 minutes, another couple kills delivered, another dragon delivered.
Yeah, well, it was like some canned hunting, it felt like. There wasn't a lot of fighting back, unfortunately. It just felt like the countdown to extinction every time these breaks came in. And slowly but surely, Immortals got picked off. At least they stood up and fought. I think the comp was fine. They had a plan. 100 Thieves, of course, well done. Definitely superior team. Would have liked to see a bit more attention onto Revenge specifically to pay him back.
That was good. Did you hear the crowd singing happy birthday?
That was good. Thank you, crowd. You have been wonderful. Thank you so much for making these games that much more fun. You are a part of this broadcast, and we love you dearly. 100 Thieves. Yeah, here we go. There you go, put him. Yeah.
It's always so funny to watch. Like, all right, how do we pick him up?
Yeah.
What's the way to like not make him feel awkward?
Because like if you want to,
I feel like on the shoulders.
Yeah.
So you get to still, like sit up.
So the problem is getting him there, right? Because like with sack potatoes, right? It's just like, okay, we're gonna go here. I'm not really gonna pick you up, but it's like, just like, all right, we lift from down here, but then he's like over your shoulder, and it's weird, right? Just like that was. So it's like, okay,
I actually was fully expecting you to just be like, whoa, here we go.
I'm just gonna lift Obi on camera. I mean, we taught flossing earlier. I feel like that was with Jat, but just feats of weird physical comedy.
That was a good one.
Yeah. Yeah, that face said everything.
LCS dance instructions coming soon. That's a good content piece.
Definitely a possibility. All right, well, we are joining Emily and Ssumday for our Rise and Post interview. Check it out.
All right, I am joined here by the victorious Ssumday. 안녕하세요.
안녕하세요.
생일 축하합니다.
감사합니다.
Happy birthday. You heard
Thank
the
you.
crowd singing to you. And also you had a phenomenal Akali performance today. So talk to me a little bit about what made you pick the Akali into the Gwen. Obviously, it's a really strong matchup, but how did your team facilitate a lot of your kills in this game?
Basically, our team gave me like last pick to counter enemy top, and they don't have like hard engage except Nautilus Earl. So I just pick it. So playing with confidence.
Okay. Previously in interviews, I know Huhi said that regardless of how the community perception is of 100 Thieves or whatever anyone else thinks, you guys are playing like you did in your championship season in terms of just team energy, team environment. Would you agree with that? And how do you feel like the team is performing?
Yeah, I kind of agree with that, and I think just most important is trust ourselves and then keep improving.
Okay. And then within the team, I think it's really important because you guys have known each other for a really long time. You've kept the same roster. How does feedback go when you don't perform up to expectations in the team?
Even though we playing together like long time, there's so many things we can learn, like new things came out too. So it depends on like meta, so it's kind of up to coaches.
Do you listen to your coaches?
Yeah.
Yeah? You listen to Reaper? Okay. That's good. I hear a lot of stories from other players that don't listen to their coaches. In terms of coming off, you guys are coming off of a really strong week, like 2-0 week going into the break. Overall, how do you feel like 100 Thieves is performing this summer?
I can say we have some up and down, so maybe it's not perfect to be like #1, but I would say we are kind of competitive team, so I want to be more higher.
Okay. And then in terms of finding a team identity, I know a lot of people have talked about how previously you guys were the dive team, right? Like you were TPing bot really early, you were always diving turrets. How do you feel like 100 Thieves has evolved thus far? Because I think you are making a little bit more early game moves as of late, especially in this past week.
I think it depends on like draft, but I would say like burst style team more like high value. So I wanna play like you can play around top, you can play around mid, you can play around bot, so and jungle. Yeah.
All right, cool. And then lastly, are you doing anything cool for your birthday? Because you guys have time off, right? Now, are you gonna go out and celebrate?
I didn't hear anything, but I hope so.
All right, well, let's send a message to 100 Thieves management and your teammates, so hopefully they'll take you out, okay?
Yeah.
Thank you so much for joining me.
you.
감사합니다.
감사합니다.
And we'll be going back to the State Farm Analyst Desk.
Yeah, I hope so too. Thank you so much, Emily.
I hope so too.
Yeah, now I'm gonna be following up.
Yes.
To find out whether or not 100 Thieves actually took Ssumday out for his birthday. So happy birthday to Ssumday. Congrats to 100 Thieves on a pretty phenomenal win there over Immortals. Looking good. Emily will be rejoining us to fill that seat as we close out the day.
But I thought it would teleport.
Yeah.
We've done
she can do a lot of things,
Yeah.
Raz. Teleporting, I guess, is just outside her toolkit, her wheelhouse.
Okay.
But the LCS is doing something a little different this summer split. We're taking a week off this coming week. You heard Emily mention it. To Ssumday, the players will get it off as well. But therefore, I thought it would be kind of maybe a fun exercise to reflect on the whole of the 3 weeks of LCS content that we've seen so far, not just
She's booking
the
it.
day as we normally do. And stop.
How long?
49 seconds.
Nice.
On the dot. Sub 50 is
terrible.
pretty good. That's
Pretty
pretty
nice.
good. We're going to see if she can do better. I was just
Yeah.
kind of curious how long that move would
I was
take.
trying to count in my head. I got to 47. I'm
Got to
actually really
47.
happy with
Damn, that was really
wow.
close
Close
then.
to
Yeah.
49.
That's
It was
spot on.
49.79
bad.
in terms of the actual.
I didn't hear anything you said.
All good. I didn't really say a whole lot. That was important, if I'm being honest. A lot of that was like filling.
That's my
once we got back.
relationship with that in general.
I mentioned to the audience we're off next week, so we're going to reflect on all 3 weeks of LCS play. And the way that I want to do that is I want to get 3 thoughts from the 3 of you. So 1 thought each. Jat, I know you're well practiced as you've now taken over
She's
for
well
Emily.
practiced.
Well, I know she's very practiced. I was just mentioning that you've taken over the
Yeah.
10 thoughts
Yeah.
article on LoL Esports. Check those out if you haven't. But Raz, I'm going to start with you.
I got
I know
the
this
thought.
is a totally foreign concept to you.
Wow.
So good luck with putting together a thought.
I get to steal this one because I think everyone else would want to hit this. That's
Yeah.
insane. Actually, I just got that. Sad. Ironic as hell. EG is the king. Like,
EG's the
Yeah.
king?
they're at the top of the ladder. I know it was tied for quite a bit, but now they're just at the top of the table. So first thought comes to mind is the hangover is a myth.
You're saying the hangover's a myth, not that
Wow.
they beat it, just
The
that
evil
the myth
people.
to evil people.
Yeah, specifically.
If it's happened
Okay.
6 times in a row,
Yeah.
it doesn't happen the 7th time.
There it is.
It's a myth.
Busted.
Busted. Consider this myth
There it is,
busted.
yeah.
Yeah, exactly. I like it. I
But
like
no, that's one for me.
it. EG are kings. They remain kings. Emily, what about you?
So mine is the flip side of Raz. What I'm going to say is that EG have an even higher ceiling than what we've shown. Because I can think of like some really specific times where sometimes they overstep, sometimes they misplay their composition. I'm thinking specifically of the Poke composition last week. But so I think this team is so good and so talented that we're only going to see them evolve as things go on, which is really exciting for me.
It's awesome to see them kind of pushing the limits of the league itself, right? Everybody else has a target on EG, and they're looking to hunt them down. Jad, I'm going to ask you to go somewhere other than EG, though, for your thought.
Okay. This is a tip for people to play with like other people rather than just solo queuing. If the game is going really poorly, you need to set like smaller goals for yourself. So let's say you're down like 12 kills to 0.
Okay.
The goal will become like, let's get a kill, right? Unfortunately, that's where I feel like Immortals is at right now. It's been really, really bad. They were shut out twice. They had 1 kill yesterday, and then it honestly looked like they just tried to get kills so they wouldn't get shut out a 3rd time. It is easier to be EG. They have to worry about like complacency.
Yeah.
Immortals now have 13 days to try and figure out how to get wins, how to be close to getting wins, because it's, in terms of a team's relation to the rest of the league, I haven't seen a team perform this poorly, even though they had that 1 win in a long time.
Yeah. That's why this break is going to be really instrumental. Something that I always pushed every time when the LPL was in the Chinese New Year's break, reminding the audience that this is a large time of practice for these teams. So the teams that have been down and out, you expect them to level up. Like, speaking hilariously enough about like things like the Hangover or something like that, when a team was really struggling, but you expected them to be strong, the break will do the trick for teams like that. So for Immortals, I think they're obviously coming into the split where they were already struggling spring. This time around, I think they will find at least one style. I know me and Emily did the 3 win cons for these teams. I still think it's relevant. And this game, they're going to be able to look back on it, really tend to focus on what they are great at. That's something. It's going to be hard for teams that tend to struggle at everything. But looking at last split, even end of last year, their strengths were in their split pushing, in their side laning. And I feel like right now they've been trying to do so many things and trying to work on everything that they've kind of lost that identity. And so this time of just being able to look back at it and think on something that they can work on will benefit them greatly.
I think just in general, this break is going to be very interesting to evaluate on the other side of it, right? Because it's going to, for every team, it's going to provide a different challenge. For the teams that are hot right now, it's about maintaining that energy and momentum through a dead period, through a lull, a period of time when you're grinding, but you're not putting it out into the world for people to celebrate and see. And so you kind of have to continue to generate that momentum and that hype for yourself. So the teams that are struggling, it's about, putting in the work and making it effective practice so that you come out the other side and actually start picking up those wins because you want to compete for a playoff spot.
I wonder if EG's just taking the week. Like, I feel like they probably should. They should
just take a break.
In reference to the MSI hangover, this may be the time.
Yeah, I think
they'll take a week off.
Yeah, I think teams like, they kind of mentioned that there was going to be periods where they'd be taking a break, so they did allude to that. I think a lot of teams will and should take a break. And the teams that are usual grinders, whenever off-season comes in, you hear about like teams like CLG or at times Team Liquid, actually. Team Liquid is a good example of it. They're like, oh yeah, we'll still be grinding during this period. So yes, that'll be the case, but for
13
IMT
days or whatever it is to figure out Bel'Veth. So
that's a long time.
See it on the LCS
Let's see this champion get played.
That's my petition. Please figure that champion out. All right, let's take a look at today's POG leaderboard, the top performers from all 5 games. It was Blue in game number 1, inspired there for Evil Geniuses. Afro Moo coming in hot in game number 3 on the kill-stealing support. Bjergsen and Ssumday to close things out. Gotta love it. This is a pretty diverse group here.
You say kill-stealing? I say playmaker. The fact that they just straight up dominated bot lane.
They crushed them.
Yeah, we were hyping up Berserker and Sven, and then instantly the 2v2 Kings and Afromu, exactly, just popping them. So that was wild.
Well, go ahead.
Oh, no, I was going to say, I'm also happy to see Blue there because previously we talked about even in some of Dig's losses, the fact that he's had some really strong performances, especially on the Azir. So it was really cool that he got that player of the game and also really cool to hear from him talking to Hai about it.
That is your pick. Watch out for it. But that brings us to our MasterCard Player of the Week. 2nd time already in summer.
He's on fire.
It goes to Inspired. for Evil Geniuses. 10-1-10 KDA on the weekend. 3 weeks, 2
This man's
Player of the Week
is
victories?
actually just binary.
What's going on?
It is.
What binary number?
Monster
I don't know.
performances.
I don't remember it either.
2, 1, and 2.
That's nasty. That's nasty. What about, like, it feels like Inspired wasn't as much a talking point in spring, and that kicked up more so in MSI and has carried its momentum.
Oh, this is a
into
double
summer.
Viego wall.
Let's go.
We talked about this. I thought it was a bug.
Nope.
And there it is again. Two.
There's so many abilities flying over. I didn't even expect them to be able to lease in at that moment.
I'm gonna repeat my hot take that I had in spring. And it's that we've seen a lot more out of Inspired on this EG team than I think we did when he was on Rogue, winning awards in the LEC, just in terms of how he's had to, communicate and talk to his lanes early to mid game. And this team overall, obviously, like, Inspired is an engine for it, but just overall, their setup of how they facilitate their carries, regardless of whether it's Inspired carrying or he's helping JoJo or he's helping Danny or whatever they're doing, they just seem so strong.
The journey throughout the year for Inspired has been, inspirational. I loved it simply because, yes, he came from the LEC as an MVP, right? And then during the split at the beginning of spring, like, he had issues in terms of him and Jojo Pyong, because Jojo Pyong just came in, he just got promoted. And so the 2v2 was rough. And it always reflects bad on both when you're losing the 2v2s a lot of the times when you should be winning. And then, like, the champions, like picking Kha'Zix, obviously, like, the draft's always been a question mark. And then they find their groove. They go into MSI. Inspired is the best player on that team in MSI. Come back into this split. He's the best player in the league coming into this split. So, like,
3 weeks,
Yeah, and so it's just been insane the moment he has found the groove with this team, and the team is really, like, worked on gelling together. So he's definitely the player to watch in the LCS.
Well, as we know that their aspirations are, of course, to defend their title, but to eclipse their previous international performance now on the world stage again. He's going to have to keep playing like this to make it happen. That brings us, though, to our Samsung SSD Fast 5 for the week. Again, we track all 5 lanes, all 5 positions, I should say, and an interesting statistic in each of them.
Interesting to say.
Well, no surprise then, I guess. In Inspired's performance, he also still manages to be the first to 6 as well.
Yeah.
It's Contracts and Santorin tied there,
Ben's Yumi game where he got the win 5:19.
That actually might be the fastest I've ever seen.
It's like you're just hitting the
That's
target.
Spell Thieves literally on cooldown.
It feels like it,
Wow, that's nuts.
That is pretty crazy. Another thing, too, is just giving the roses to the FlyQuest players. Philip being there for the 100 CS. Another one just being Johnson.
That was big
Johnson.
Yeah.
Johnson's huge, and I mean, the Twitch games in general has been something that we've been looking at. But for FlyQuest, when we look at the carries, it was going to be either Tukui or Johnson. Tukui had an amazing game today. Same goes for just Johnson so far this split. So it's really just really fun to be able to see the progression of Johnson's career coming in from Dignitas and the FlyQuest and now finding that groove once again. So it's going to be really fun to just see where this team ends up.
I'm sorry, I'm stuck on this Sven thing.
No, there has to be the
Yeah, minute and 40
today he
seconds.
died.
It's absolutely
a
the
minute
Yumi
and 40
game.
seconds faster?
Yeah.
Great if we've identified that it's that. I think it was also, it just reminds me of the conversation of the role swaps. And I'm like, this is an AD carry playing a support who's actually trading autos at every possible opportunity.
He needs to get
exactly. So he's like, I'm gonna farm. Just because I'm support doesn't mean I ain't gonna farm. I'm just gonna start here. I'm gonna sit here and auto.
The man did the impossible. He won a player of the game on Yumi.
There it is.
So good. It's so
amazing.
Good. Well, congratulations to those of you who earned bonus points on the LCS Sleeper Fantasy app for having those players in your lineup. That brings us, of course, though, to our standings where Raz mentioned it. It's EG alone in first place. They still run this league. 100 Thieves and Team Liquid Honda, though, they're hot on the chase. They're looking to take them down. CLG and FlyQuest slot in there in a tie for 4th before the rest of the league breaks down Cloud9 at 3 and 4, marking the beginning of the bottom half of the standings.
It's crazy how much this is like the end of summer. EG 1, 100 Thieves 2, Team Liquid 3.
End of spring.
And CLG
Sorry,
4th.
the end of spring. At the end of
CLG 4th.
I was like, that is a very predictive, you're calling this. This is it for
This
summer.
is finals weekend, man.
Yeah, this is you're right. It's extraordinarily close. Obviously, CLG is the one that really throws all of that into kind of chaos.
And that's the thing, the word being that it is close. Like a lot of these teams are really close to each other. There have been a lot of upsets, more than I have expected, right? So coming back
How
from
many
the
did you
break,
expect?
I didn't expect really much at all.
Yeah?
CLG shook it. God. C9, I think, they had a legitimate reason not having their bot lane, so that made it easy for teams to be able to take them in the first week. So, yeah, pleasantly surprised by FlyQuest.
Damn right.
Especially, and Philip. You know, round of applause to Philip for how he was able to come into this split and actually just plug into the team.
What was FlyQuest start in spring? It was 5-1 or 6-1? I think it was 5-1.
5-1.
It was 5-1.
Yeah.
I think 4-3 FlyQuest
looks
is
better.
actually better than 5-1
Yes.
FlyQuest.
There it is.
I like
I
that
actually
take.
agree.
That's a good
I
take.
agree with that take.
Yeah. Oh, damn.
You didn't like
We all
my
agree.
take?
It's no longer
Ah,
controversial.
no! It was such a good
You're
take,
trying-
though,
you're
because
trying to make a bet.
nobody
We're
had
trying.
thought of it, but then you say it, and it's like, yeah, that makes perfect sense.
Yeah.
All right, schedule for the next week of LCS, which, I know, a little confusing, is not next week. It's the week after that, July 16th. A Saturday will be when week 4 kicks off, and we kick it off with 100 Thieves versus FlyQuest. Then we move to Dignitas versus Evil Geniuses before that third game of the day, which sports TSM versus Cloud9, Immortals Progressive versus CLG in game 4 before we close things out with Team Liquid Honda and Golden Guardians. Now's the point in the show that I want to take a moment to invite you to join myself, Raz, this week, because Tigers is out.
Boom.
As well as Nightshare and Freeze in the Bud Light League Lounge. You can catch that on twitch.tv/Bud Light right after the highlights, or you can just wait here on this channel for the raid, and we'll send you over. But that's it for the LCS, so we're going to log off. Wish you a happy 4th of July. Be safe in whatever you're doing, and until next time when we see you, stay healthy, stay safe, be good to each other.
Oh, that was really
very
close.
close.
Yeah.
Very close. Very, very good.
But he won't be able to do any more. Now the Yuumi ult flies out, and TSM's in a bad spot. Hoover's about to drop.
Oh, the exhaust!
He's gonna get punished instead. A beautiful save coming out from Dig. Speaker wants to get the execution, but Stopwatch says hell no. Blue goes unstoppable, and Maple goes 6 feet deep.
Vance.
Golden Guardians, what are we gonna do?
Oh,
we get both
the
wins.
blade bros.
Ole is first to die. The rest of the Golden Guardians will follow him into the grave. 1, 2, 3, 4, line them up, knock him down. Golden Guardians himself onto the rift, and we go. Cloud9 versus FlyQuest. And the teleport's on, and we got the fight. Hello, welcome to the LCS. And a solo kill. FlyQuest slam Cloud9. To Team Liquid to turn it back around. Now, 4-man stun, huge damage to the Wukong as well. They don't quite get the Volibear. Staying alive and Swain's the front line, so Contracts, he's out. Luger, he's out. And then here comes the rest of it. Boom's gonna drop.
GG. We handshake the chairs or what? Yeah, I think so.
Ssumday's here. Stopwatch buys a second. Ssumday has arrived, and Ssumday, happy birthday! And how about a second present? Oh, give it to him! So yes, that is a real support right there. Save, he's gonna find a bit more. He gets one. Unstoppable, looking for more. There's the 2 that we looked for. And Ssumday, happy birthday, 6-0-8. A kill, a second place finish here as they end out week 3.